Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land, and welcome to DC Fans United. So today I've got one more Action Comics 1000 video for you guys. So if you caught my review of Action Comics 1000 overall, I went through it except for the very last story, and I gave it really good reviews. I liked all of the stories in it for the most part, except for the very last story. So this video is just about the last story, called The Truth. And the problem with this story is the script. So we're going to talk about The Truth by Brian Michael Bendis. And you can see the penciler there is Jim Lee, and the inks are by Scott Williams. The colorist is Alex Sinclair, who I think always does a really good job. So we're going to talk about Brian Michael Bendis and his stories. Also, though, if you haven't checked out my review of Action Comics 1000, where I talk about the other stories, definitely look into that. I also did a video where I talk about all of the Action Comics 1000 covers that have come out. So I'll put links to those in the description box as well. So, let's see. The story Bendis did is at the very end. So it's called The Truth. So to get the full impact of how bad this story is and how painful it was to read, you have to have read the rest of the issue. But basically, all of the other stories in it are like great classic Superman, Superman flying and splash pages and like really nice looking art and stuff. This story here by Jeff Johns and Richard Donner, it's real classic. Everyone got really positive, good feelings from these stories, and they really showed Superman that we can identify with. So I read this, all the way through, and you're hyped up. You're just like, this is so good. This is so good. It's just better and better. Each short story, you're like, it's so good. And, I got to this story, and I'm like, oh, the art is by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, and the story is by Paul Dini. This is awesome. I love it. And you just keep going. There's the Brian Meltzer story. Is pretty cool. Faster than a speeding bullet. He's racing. Superman is racing to save this woman, right? And he's trying to get there before the guy shoots. And the cool thing about this story is the woman ends up giving Superman like a fraction of a second more time because she moved her head right when he fired the gun. So Superman gets there and saves her, but he tells her, like, you did your part and all that, and then he flies away, and it's awesome. So that's the kind of stuff we do like to see. What we don't like to see, okay, this is what we do like to see, right? All right, this is what we don't like to see, and I think this is what Brian Michael Bendis likes to see. So let's get into it. The Truth, big panel of Superman getting hit and wrecked, flying through a bunch of buildings, smashing into the ground, the cars blow up, and he's still flying. That in and of itself wouldn't be bad. You'd be like, okay, he got knocked down, he's going to get back up, right? Oh, sorry about the video. Okay, so it's back. But, he flies, smashes through this restaurant, and he's just laying there. He doesn't get up, he doesn't say anything, nothing. So now our protagonists are the two, I always assumed they were both waitresses, so one's a waitress and one's a customer, it looks like. But anyways, there's two ladies there, and they're like, whoa, it's Superman. And we haven't seen the thing that hit him yet, but they know it's coming. So these two women drag Superman, which, okay, maybe if he weighs as much as a regular man. I don't know how much Superman weighs, but you're just like, okay, Superman being saved by civilians, that's really cool. And then Kryptonian, so this big bad guy, full splash page. He gets a full splash page. So his name is like Ragor Zale. sorry, it's Regor Zair. So he has a ridiculous name, big, ugly-looking guy, alien. So, anyways, his deal apparently is he kills Kryptonians. So Superman's still KO'd. Oh, and there's all this dialogue. This is what most people roasted this for, is the two women that were trying to save, well, they helped him, that helped Superman, are just talking about his red shorts. Oh, he's wearing his red shorts again. They're talking about what he's wearing while that's coming at him. It just doesn't seem believable. So then Supergirl flies in to try and save the day. So now, this is another thing that's not bad in and of itself, but so Supergirl is now trying to save Superman, which, that's fine, I guess, but in this fight, Supergirl fights a lot better than Superman does, and even she isn't able to fight the guy, though, and gets knocked away. So Superman finally gets up, and we find out. So then we find out that this new villain has killed all of the Kryptonians, and that he's responsible for the destruction of Krypton. So that's a bit of a retcon and changing the story from the past. And it also made me wonder, too, if he killed all the Kryptonians except for Superman and Supergirl, did he kill Zod and all of those guys and, like, all the people in Kandor and all that? I don't know. So then Superman finally gets up and he says, "I'm sorry, I didn't get your name." So, okay, witty Superman, maybe you should focus on fighting Superman instead of being silly. And the guy's just like, yeah, I don't have time to talk. And he just blocks his heat beams. He flies over there, hits him with an axe. Superman goes flying. And then we're supposed to be all, like, happy because Superman managed to stop himself before he smashed through the window and hit all these people. I'd be happier if Superman wasn't getting knocked around like a rag doll. So then we're building up to the final thing that happens. He's just lording over him the whole time. Supergirl flies in to try and help and just gets swatted away like a bug. And then the big bad guy takes out a sword and stabs Superman through the chest. So we don't even get to find out what happens after that because it says, to be revealed in The Man of Steel. You know who's writing The Man of Steel? Bendis. So, he used his story in Action Comics basically as a big cliffhanger to sell his 6-issue limited series. Really not happy with that story. But, overall, I still love the comic. I just didn't like that last story. That's why I've put off reviewing this for so long, is because I didn't want to talk about the Bendis story. I'm really concerned about him writing not just a 6-issue miniseries I could tolerate, but he's going to be writing Superman too. So I don't know. It's got a lot of us concerned in the DC fandom. But that's all for now. Thanks for watching. I'll have more videos up soon, the regular conventional kind that I do with a video editor and stuff. Probably going to do another countdown issue review. So the next one's going to be Countdown to Final Crisis, number 26. I think we're far enough now that they actually do say Final Crisis, Countdown to Final Crisis, and not just Countdown. So we'll get Countdown out, and then on Sunday I'm going to have another live stream. The last live stream went really well. So this one I'm going to have 2 guests, and maybe a possible surprise mystery guest as well. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and hit the bell for notifications. You can follow me on Twitter, and that's all for now. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye. And as always, thanks for being a part of DC Fans United.